Hey everybody, it's BDC. Thanks for stopping by today. We are doing more PowerWash Simulator. This is the new craze, at least with a few members of our gamer group. And this one that I'm going to do today is going to be the vintage car. The vintage car is something that unlocks within the player career after you do this second house. The first house is a bungalow, and then this one's they call it the Detached House. I don't know what the name is for it, but once you clean that, and then you start on, I believe it's the shoe boot house. It might be somewhere, somewhere around there. But anyway, after this car unlocks. Let's just keep it simple. The vintage car is a particularly challenging one, and this is one that forces you to have to use better equipment than the stuff that you've probably used prior. This house actually is difficult enough, challenging enough to where you have to have better than just the regular starting stuff. So for doing this job here, and I need to remember to make sure to place it down in the description below, you need to use, at minimum, the medium duty power washer. Okay, and I also recommend the use of the short extension. Now, I don't own the long extension. I haven't needed to do it for this, obviously. The extensions, you might honestly not even need it for this. It's just kind of my standard thing that I do on this this medium washer now. I immediately start with the 25-degree nozzle, the shorty extension, and I go to town. That's my default thing. Obviously, as compared to a house like this, if you have a ladder and you have limited roof access and you really need to reach up and get something, then the longer extensions are necessary for that. Probably more required than, say, an object like this where you're just sitting here staring at the damn thing. You know what I mean? It's right in front of your face. The other thing that is critical on this, it's a must, is you need the soap nozzle. So far, what I'm saying that you need to have is the medium duty power washer, maybe the short extension. It probably wouldn't hurt to have it. You definitely need this soap nozzle, and you need to have metal cleaner. There's a metal cleaner right there, and this is what actually makes this work. Now, the thing about it is by looking at this card, this thing is probably 80 years old. So, excuse me, the metal that the metal parts on this, say the doors, the hood, they call the bonnet, the wheel caps, hubcaps, that kind of stuff like that. They have an amount of rust on them that is just damn near impossible to get off. You can sit here and clean and clean and clean and clean and clean on this thing forever, and it doesn't seem to work. But the metal does. So you spray those things, bam, there you go. Now, much of the car obviously is metallic, and so you're going to wind up going through a lot of this metal cleaner to do this. And this is how I did it. And funny enough, when you have enough money to buy this metal cleaner, I can't remember how much it is to purchase, but it's $15 to refill it each time once it goes empty. If you have enough to do it, then you can pretty much blast through this thing. The tricky parts on this are going to be the back tires, the backs of the headlights a little bit, and then the shelf for the trunk. So let's just go at it and let's see what happens. So I'm going to go back over to my standard thing here. Shorty extension. Going to auto fire this thing, and I'll show you what it looks like as you clean up the dirt, the various dirt around this thing. There's your mud flaps. So a lot of these things you can clean up with straight water. These turn signal indicators, the tires themselves, provided that you can get access to them fully, straight water will spray them off just fine. The metal hubcaps are a no-go. You get the white walls going there. So a lot of this underneath the wheel wells, they call it mud flaps on this one. You can get a lot of this with straight water. So on this job, I would recommend starting with the straight water and getting out of the way any of the easy stuff to tag. Now, the front tires are not as hard as the back ones to get to. That's probably the most difficult thing. I had a I had an issue with on this vehicle was making sure that I could get to all of the tire, and it's going to be on the back one. I'm a little bit distracted as I'm doing this. Let's see, we'll move over to the back one real quick, spray off what we can. Get in that wheel well there a little bit, clean some of this stuff up. This mud guard. You'll probably swap over to the 40 here for this. Watch me on the side. The windows clean up pretty well. There's a lot of dirt on this, so you have to use the slightly stronger one. I use the 15 on the glass, just because, according to the story in here, this car sat in that garage for forever, right, underneath the tarp, so this dirt is older than we are put together, so go to town on it. There's your glass. Rear glass, and then front windscreen is going to be the same story. There you go. So the glass is a piece of cake. The glass on the mirrors you can get, and the same for the headlights and what have you. So I'm still on the 15 at this point to make sure that I can blast this stuff off. And then you have bottom's right there, and then a little bit of the horn action. But even here, you're just blasting all this with straight water, even at higher pressure with this heavier duty, this medium duty really is what it is, medium duty power washer, which I said earlier I believe is required. It's still nowhere near enough to clean this thing up. It'll get much of the crap off, but it still leaves a lot on there. The top, I believe, is some kind of felt material. They call it the canopy. This seems to pretty much clean up pretty well with the 20. So I'll go back across there and see if I can finish him. You can jump up on the hood here and tag this guy. And this is pretty easy. So doing this right here, across there, clean this guy up. Now when I did this the first time, I used a universal soap cleanser on it, and it pretty much made mincemeat out of this within 10 seconds or so. So on this, I'm trying this with straight water to see the efficacy of this of these smaller nozzles on it, to see if it's good enough to do it, so you don't have to spend the money on the universal cleaner. That's something that I've had in the back of my mind here in deciding to do this video, so whether or not you need to pay for one more thing of cleaner. Let's see, and so far it's looking like you don't need to. I should ding the canopy here pretty quick. Here we go. Any other parts here that I could get? It's on this last little bit. Here we go. Okay, there you go. So, no need for universal cleaner, even though I used it, and it pretty much within 5 seconds destroyed the whole thing. Went right straight through it. You don't need it. So we can get water on the rest of this thing, and then I'm going to hit the tires. And this seems to be the stickiest part about doing this car. It hung me up, it hung my buddy up, who did this vehicle. And I'll show you the solution that I found to do it. And it was pretty close to his as well. So I'll get the trunk off. All cleaned up nice. And there's a lot of... See, this looks like it's meant to be rust of some kind, surface rust. That's what I'm gathering it's supposed to be, because it's not straight dirt. Okay, so the tires themselves, they're hard to get to because, or at least to their entirety, you can't get to the fronts of them. You can't roll the car. You can't do anything like that, which in the real world, that's what you would do. You'd scooch the car up, you know, get that tire to turn maybe 90 or 180 degrees or what have you, that wheel. But since you can't do this in here, you're stuck with tricky methods here to try and get the rest of it off. So for instance, we've got a pile of of dirt right there. And this tire is at, what, 5% left? So what I used is the 0 degree nozzle. Try to sneak in there and tag it that way. That might get the entirety of it. If it doesn't, the way that I solved it was to go all the way around to the opposite side and then see if there are any bits up at the top here that you can't otherwise see and get access to, and nail it that way. Let's see, the other one that might work is the spinning nozzle. That might actually have a little bit better coverage. I just bought it to try it on this to see if it would be any faster, but I did use the straight nozzle on this, and that's how I did it. So it's a little weird. You think you have to be up close to do it all, but you really don't. You can kind of get in there and use this guy. There we go. Boom. There's that back one done. Back drivers, so let's look at back passenger here and see what we got. Same story, same spot. So let's see if that'll do it. There we go. Boom. So the spinning nozzle, it's a help. That's actually a good thing. So same water pressure, but it gives you a greater coverage as it spins around. So that's a good thing to do. Alright, so those two spares are good. What do we have as far as these tires here? Let's see what we got. A little bit left on him. These are a little bit easier to do. You just have to get in there and get to some of these nooks and crannies. There we go. And he has a little bit left. Just a little bit. So like other stuff I do on this, I am learning, and I've learned quickly, to not get distracted with certain things. Like I could be spinning here on this guy, and then I'll see, you know, crap on this mud guard, and then I'll dive off to that, and then I'll forget what I was doing. So what I like to do is I like to stick with individual things. So for instance, start with the tires, then do the wheels, then do the mirrors, then do the hood, that kind of thing like that. So you stay on point, and it seems to go by faster, and you seem to do a better job at it. Okay, I'm looking for the last little bit on this guy. Okay, I got that headlight, didn't mean to, but whatever. One less thing. So, I don't see what I'm looking for here on the rest of this tire. Let's try the old trick. See if we can get it from back here. This is where this extension comes in handy. If you have something that you cannot reach, then you can use the extension and hit it way out there at range. Honestly surprised I'm having this kind of difficulty with this one. Oh, no wonder. It was on the white wall and I just didn't see it. Okay, so tires are done. Wheels, and then car body, and then you have some of these guys right here. They call it a canopy hinge. I'm guessing that's something that was used to fold it back. Maybe. I honestly don't know. So the bulk of this leftover is going to be spots where you've got all this rusted metal here. Metal cleaner. And that's what we're going to use. So just to make sure we're on it, and we are, we'll start going to town on it. Now to hit the door hinges as well. Individual doors. The body, the mud guard. Yeah, the mud guards are like that too. We'll come back to you in a minute, trunk. The thing about this is this runs out really, really, really fast. For some reason mine isn't going down, but I'm guessing it's because I'm in free play. But I did this in career mode, and in career mode I wound up having to go through, I think, 3 bottles of this. I think is what it was. So you're looking at $45 in career mode to pay for it. I like the bubble sounds. I have no idea why. Let's see, what else am I missing there? There we go. Okay. Got a grill up here. This is a radiator grill. Just got to get in there really good and spray that sucker. Looks like maybe the top has some of it on it. Let's see what we got here. Little bits here and there. Grill should be done by now. What are we looking at? One little bit. Okay, down there. There we go. So the cool thing about this particular job is it's a deviation from the normal jobs where you're just using straight water. Maybe you've experimented with doing your first soap or something, say on the playground. There's a good opportunity to use it there because it's such a big, wide area, and you get that dispenser out and just shh all over it and hose it down. Maybe something like that. But this one here is the first one where you really need to have specific stuff set up for it. This is a particularly challenging one to do. So let's take that extension. Whoop, hang on a minute. Let's take this extension off. We don't need it for what we're doing here. Okay, and let's see here. Did I get all of that? Still a little bit left right there. Okay, so that's the entirety of the mud guard. What? There we go. That bonnet should be done. But since you have those radiator exhaust grills coming out the sides, maybe it's best to hit it from this back section so you can get that cleaner in there. Okay, so let's see what we got. The headlights, they have crap on the back of them. A lot of rust on the back of them. They're a little bit difficult to get to. And let's see, is there any part of this I'm missing here? Because it looks like it. And the horns clean up really, really well. This headlight, let's see what we got. I think it's right there. Done. Nope, maybe not. Or it's underneath it. There it is. Boom. Okay, so let's see what we got. So far, pretty good. We still have the wheels to do. We're going to have these side mirrors. There's a certain name for them. I can't remember what they're called now. Wing mirrors. The wing mirrors are rusted up. So metal cleaner. Now, I'm being a little bit liberal in my use of the metal cleaner here, since apparently in free play you have an infinite amount, and I didn't know that. But in career play, I just go tap, 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 tap on certain parts. This is super effective. It's very good at hitting a wide range, so you don't need to use all of it up. So simple little taps will do the job for you. There's a door hinge there. Okay, canopy hinge. There we go. These door hinges right here, these are individual, if I remember correctly. I remember getting stuck on that last night when I was doing this. It looks like, nope, they're not done. So, let's see, show door hinge. There we go. All right, so wheels. They don't need much, just a little bit of love with the metal cleaner. I think I already got him, didn't I? Yeah. So this thing will destroy all that crap that's on it. You can get these real easy. And I think after this we're going to have the shelf for the trunk, which is metallic. Let's check and see where we're at here real quick. So details, rear bumper more than likely. Canopy hinge, it's going to be passenger side one we're not quite done with. Door handles, one of the headlights, because there's 4 of them, and then the shelf for the trunk that the trunk sits on. It's literally a trunk, which is cool. The trunk itself, and then the wing mirrors. So go back to the wing mirrors, and he's done. What are we looking at here? There we go. There's another wing mirror there. He's done. Those are done. That door handle's good. That door handle's good. There you go. And then the canopy hinges. These are pretty simple. Again, small little blast with the metal cleaner. And it should get it, if not all of it. There you go. All right. Now the rear bumper and yeah. Okay, and then the shelf for the trunk. Then that should be almost it for the rear bumper. There we go, almost. Little bit inside of there. Remember, this rear bumper is a little bit tricky too. Hey, that one little bit left and you can't see where it is. So make sure you go the opposite sides and get those inside corners in there. The shelf is metal, so you can hit him like yay and get most of that crap off. There you go. And then I believe the trunk is left, but that all it needs is metal cleaner on those hinges for the trunk. Yep, and that's it. Okay, let's see where we're at. One door handle, one headlight, and she'll be done. Okay, so door handle, and then one headlight. Which one was it? Because there's multiples on here. It's that guy right there. There you go. So let's see, how long was that? 15 minutes maybe? Something like that? It's a lot easier than sitting there for, 45 minutes trying to spray all that stuff off. So that's it. Don't think there's anything else to it. So shorty extension, the spinny 0 degree nozzle is handy. Metal cleaner with the container thing on it, the soap nozzle, is an absolute must. And I recommend the medium duty power sprayer rather. And that's basically it. So there we go. We're all done here. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that helps somebody out. It probably would have helped me out because I was asking questions when I first started doing this. So yeah, any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will do my best to answer all of them. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit that like button. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.